If there was going to be a podcast that had a stupid story for how it made it big,
Yeah.
this would be the one that would have
one.
the idiot story.
Yeah.
Really? Can you feel the tension in the air right now? I know I can. I can feel it all the way down in my plums, getting all swollen with a light blue hue to them, fresh and juicy, ready for the picking.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This isn't another repeat, I promise. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hi, I'm Darin.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is episode 124.
You are in for a treat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tell everyone about people I ain't got no time for.
Yeah. And my brother-in-law came to our house and visited over Christmas, and he said something that I instantly knew would be the title of this week's podcast, without a doubt, and you're not going to want to miss it. Speaking of Christmas,
Yeah.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Mike and I, we haven't seen each other in like 3 weeks.
No, last
Yeah.
time we talked, I had a hole in me. I've had that sewn up since.
Hello.
Yeah, what?
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
No, but last time
Yeah.
Mike and I saw each other was December 14th.
Yes.
And we recorded, I think, 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And knocked those all out for the holidays.
They
And
were
Mike,
good ones, too.
Oh, my God. The best,
Very good.
The best we've ever done.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't listened, go back and listen to 123, 122, and 121.
Yeah.
And do it right now.
I had some trepidation.
Yeah.
That's the word for today. Trepidation.
Trepidation.
About doing this podcast,
Whenever
this
you-
episode.
Whenever you hear the secret word, you scream real loud.
Because those episodes were so good, I thought, man, we can't follow those.
No.
Let's just, we
How
need to
can
like
ya?
die in a plane crash or something. Just go out like,
Bruce
Yeah.
Springsteen does Born to Run, and how you got to follow that.
yeah, you're done. Yeah. Run the tour bus off a cliff. But here we are.
But yeah, we're back. So
Yeah.
yeah, Mike and I, we haven't seen each other in a while. We're back. This is our first newly recorded episode of
Yeah.
2023. So officially, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope
Yeah.
everybody had a great holiday. Did you have a good holiday?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've been doing a thing last year, and I did it again this year, where you've got those days in between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Get those out of there.
I know.
Just vacation them away.
I take a whole week. I have for the past, I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
In between Christmas and New Year's Day, I take that week off. And for that entire week, I have no idea what day it is, what
yeah.
time it is, where my razor is.
Today's the first day I wore pants in
Yeah,
about
yeah.
a week and a half.
Yeah, me too.
I've been in my jammies.
I've been wearing pajamas and sweatpants all week long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I did that, but I also, astute listeners or
Trepidatious listeners.
trepidatious listeners will remember that I had hernia
Yes.
surgery
Yeah.
scheduled for this time. So I had that done. I did not use any of the pain medication.
Okay.
I know you were impressed.
Yeah.
You were.
Well, you're a real man.
I am.
I am
but
a pussy.
not because of that. I had a very small hernia,
Okay.
a herniette, as it were, and they didn't even need to use the mesh. And
Herniette.
I thought about using pain medication because I had some slight discomfort.
Yeah.
I've seen Train Spotting. I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to take a Vicodin and dive into a toilet to grab a whale or whatever he did. And but I had so much trouble pooping.
Okay.
Because they list constipation.
Yes.
And I started looking up constipation due to hernia surgery.
We're really going there?
Well, I'm going
okay,
there.
Yeah. Okay.
So all these people on Quora, Ask a Dude, yourmomsays.com, all these things say start taking laxatives and stool softeners.
Yes.
Softeners.
Yes, before.
Before.
Yes.
It doesn't do me any good when I'm log jammed up the day after. Because what we did right after the surgery, we woke up, they said, eat something light.
Uh-huh.
We went directly to Bob Evans.
Did you do that?
No, went to
No.
Bob Evans. I got 2 eggs over easy.
Uh-huh.
I got sausage patties,
Uh-huh.
3 pancakes, toast, coffee. I think there was a milk in there somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
And then came home, and that rested in me
You'd
for
think
a
the
long
coffee
time.
would have done it.
Well,
Yeah.
it actually, I've learned this because I had a lot of time on the turlet the next day.
It's just,
I-
there's another story there.
So there's alarm bell. There's the point when you have to poop. When it's a thing,
Yeah.
it's like if you're in a meeting, this is where you say, "Excuse me, I need to go," and you leave.
See, I've never done that.
Okay,
I always act like, is my car on fire?
to where you walk funny. That
Yeah.
level of it.
You
And I get
kinda
there.
waddle.
I get to the turlet. I sit down, and it I'll tell the turlet story in a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to poop anymore. And I'm like, I just had to poop. I was in contractions. Yeah, doctor, the contractions were less than 2 minutes apart. This thing is not only ready to breathe on its own, it's ready to drive a car and pay rent.
Yeah.
But I get up. I'm like, I'm not going to sit on the toilet. My legs start to go to sleep.
Right.
I was playing solitaire. I ran out of tries on the solitaire thing.
Okay.
I get up. I walk around. All of a sudden, you got and I run in there. I'm like, this is the time. I took a fresh coffee with me.
Okay.
I was in the turlet for so long.
Right.
That day, we set up a little desk for me in there. I was doing a thing you see on the internet, the hippies.
You were live streaming?
Yeah, no. Have you seen the hippies where they put their legs up near their ears to make the natural poop? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sit like a weirdo and
Do you
like,
have
this is how the Lord intended you to shit.
Do you have a
that thing.
squatty potty?
No.
Okay, because
No.
we have one. And if I'd known, I would have brought you our squatty potty that we got for the kids.
You would have laughed yourself silly after your therapy session if you would have walked in. I was with the legs up near my ears, squeezing. Nothing was happening. I'm dropping stool softener like it's like a Tom's,
Like it's Tic Tacs.
like it's Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
The whole thing just keep going and going and going.
Well-
coffee, water, everything. Finally, I told Bess. I said, okay, because she was starting to get worried. Around 2 or 3 o'clock, she's like, "This is not good."
Right.
And I'm afraid to push. I did at one point. It's like
They may have actually sealed up the wrong hole.
I thought that for a minute.
Yeah.
We decided. I told Bess, I was like, you know me. You know how my luck works. I will, if we go to Walmart right now and I walk around, I will shit myself.
Yeah.
I will shit in the aisle at Walmart.
Right.
And like, I'm ready for that. And she's like, you're ready to drive? She's like, why don't you walk around the block? I was like, it won't work around the block.
It'll only work.
And it's cold out there.
Right.
I need to be in a public place where it would be horrendous. And then that's when it'll happen to me.
Nobody would even notice or
In
care if you did
Walmart,
that in
no,
Walmart.
probably somebody would help pull it out at
Right.
Walmart.
Okay.
Bless you. So then I walk around Walmart like crazy. I do some shopping. The urge hit me. I went to the Walmart bathroom, sat down, whoop, goes right back up in. I was like, you son of a...
Yeah.
Walked around a little
It
bit
made
more.
the noise.
Came home, and finally...
Sound like a slide whistle?
Right. Finally, now this is going on like 6 or 7 o'clock. We're either going to the emergency room or the next thing on the list, on the little Quora, I'm a master of this, I'll tell you what to do thing.
Okay.
Said to put a latex glove on your hand.
Don't go there. No,
stick
stop.
your fingers and scissor to cut up the Jimmy Jammer
item in question,
so that it just falls out. And I'm like,
Jimmer Jammer.
I am not sticking my fingers. I'm not doing that
Again.
I'm not.
I'm not falling for that again.
I told Bess, I'm going to strain. And I know I just had a hernia operation.
Right.
But I'm going to the hospital regardless. I'm either going to the hospital because I rupture this, or I'm going to the hospital to have them get an evacuation done. And I strained to the point where, when you strain to where you can't hear anything.
Yeah.
And I could, how our bathroom looks. I can see my reflection, and I see myself straining, and then I start laughing.
Yeah.
And as I
Then
laughed,
you see Bono and U2 above you.
I swear, it felt like a hand reached up from the turlet up into my nether regions, grabbed hold of yon turtlet, and pulled it and about half of my intestines. For a second, I thought, oh,
Jesus.
I've prolapsed. But nope, everything was where it should be. I almost cried.
For the record,
Yeah.
For everybody listening, this was not on the rundown. This was not an approved topic.
No, it wasn't.
Mike went rogue. Okay, he totally this. I'm on my own podcast. This is what I'm talking about. I would have said, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should talk about this at the beginning. Save it, I don't know, at the end when people are already tired of the show.
In my defense, you asked me how my Christmas was.
I didn't ask how. Well, for people who we've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
When we're not doing the podcast, we rarely talk to each other.
Yeah. I've started to try to call you periodically.
I
we call each
understand.
other every once in a while,
Yeah.
but yeah, in general, this is when we talk.
Right, and it's not. I don't feel slighted. I'm like, how come Mike doesn't love me anymore? You are a very busy person.
You're a very
God knows
busy
I'm a
person.
very
Yeah.
busy person.
Yes.
We rarely have time to call and have a
It's
conversation.
impressive that we carve out the time that we do.
I know.
A lot of friends don't do this,
Yeah.
like at least an hour a week when you think about it.
Yeah.
And then you got to spend, one of us has to spend another hour or two listening to this shit again.
Right, yeah.
And cutting out the,
Exactly.
Is this where should I mention my penis?
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up. I'm
All right.
talking.
Yeah.
The grown-up who's not constipated
Yes.
is talking. So and we rarely text each other
No.
either. So
Yeah.
I get a text from you and I'm like, oh crap, Mike's actually on his phone.
Yeah.
And I had a question about the next episode we were doing. So I called you and you answered, hey, Darin. I'm like, hey, Mike, what's going on? How's everything going? How did the surgery go? And you commenced to tell me that you had the constipation and that you were currently on the toilet
Yeah.
and that you were crowning. I'm like, I've got to go. Because you and I are friends. I don't know that, well, apparently we're that good of friends that you feel comfortable enough to talk to me. I don't talk to people when I'm on the toilet.
Yeah.
I don't, and I definitely don't talk to other guys when at the urinal.
Yeah.
I just don't.
90.
Like, I think the rule was that the Gojira concert, if your penis is in your hand, you don't talk to people.
That's true.
Yeah, never.
We've lost some listeners since the beginning.
Like
By
we had any.
that day, 95% of my time, of my conversations, were had at the toilet.
Okay.
So yeah, Christmas was good.
Good. Good. I really hate to segue into this.
Speaking of crowning,
I can't do this.
yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
This is year 4. You can do it.
I can't, because the number one thing on the menu tonight to talk about on the podcast menu, which we can't do now, so I'm going to apologize to our loyal patron, Chris Michael. But buddy, I'm sorry. Please apologize to Mary for me. We have a new member of the Irritable Dad Syndrome family.
Yes, yes.
Chris Michael and his lovely wife Mary had a new baby, Natalie, and we went to see her the other day. She's adorable.
Yeah.
Totes adorbs, as the kids say.
Okay.
And like I said, she's the newest member of the family. We welcome her with open arms into the Irritable Dad Syndrome family. We're thrilled that she's, everybody's happy and healthy. And so, yeah, congratulations to you guys. And I'm so sorry that this announcement came after Mike went on a rant.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Boston Baked Beans Candy-Covered Peanuts. Hey, it's your old buddy Dave again. And I know what you're thinking. Why in the hell would anyone make a candy that looks like baked beans? I don't have a clue. But I do know one thing. They are delicious. I mean yummy. I mean, they're delectable. Their flavor is favorable to my taste buds. Boston Baked Beans Candy-Covered Peanuts. Buy a box today. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Before all those festivities happened, I got really pissed off. And I started making a list of people that I ain't got no time for.
Okay.
Okay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So I've already talked in these episodes before about people who back into spaces.
I think that was like the second or third one that we had for Just Stop.
Yeah.
The first one was the people at Chick-fil-A who say, my pleasure. And the second one was people who back into parking spaces. And I think the third one was people who mow their yard diagonally.
Yeah. So I don't think that hating people who back into spaces is irrational.
Right.
I've been told that it is. I don't think it is. If I see you backing into a space, I ain't got no time for you.
Right. Well, now, can I?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say that originally I was against it, not 100%, but most of the time.
Yeah.
Since I've said that, I was kind of wrong in a couple of situations.
Okay.
Like whenever we go to the school, and I'm pointing like the direction where my kid's school is, like anybody. When we go to that school, if we're going to see one of my kids' concerts, I will back into the space because with so many people leaving,
You don't want to hit a kid.
I'd never want to hit a kid, but nobody will let you back out of your spot and leave. So if you back into your spot, it's easier to nose out
Okay.
and get the hell out of there and get home.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're going to the grocery store, who are you bragging about? I mean, who are you trying to impress?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to get laid because you backed into your parking space.
Yeah. So, but I stand by my decision.
Okay.
I'm against people who back in.
Mm-hmm.
I do think my next one, people who don't put ice in their drinks. Now, I don't mean at home, because I
Right.
don't put ice. I started because of you. I started putting ice in things.
I'm an influencer.
Just like, but
it makes it cold.
yes, when we're out, like out to eat, or as this happens in fast food places, you'll see somebody order a drink and they'll say no ice.
Mm-hmm.
Goes right through me.
Yeah.
It's like, who?
Why,
the
Mike?
f- do you think you are?
What makes you so
it makes
special?
me, because it happened at Chipotle the other day.
Okay.
And I wasn't even part of the ordering system. So the one really cool thing about COVID for me
Yeah.
was that now you can order Chipotle on their app, and then you just go pick it up, and you
Yeah.
don't have to deal with
Anybody.
telling them. You know, another one of my rants before was about my Chipotle burrito making it down the line before I got there.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with that. I just go grab the bag and leave. So I wasn't even part of this transaction. This was over in the line of people who were crazy enough to walk in there and not have already ordered it. And the lady, he got a cup. They were, for some reason, filling the cup behind the counter.
Right.
He wasn't coming over to the fountain with the rest of us plebes.
Right.
And he said, no ice. And I came very, very close to walking over and saying, excuse me, the f*** is your problem? Why no ice? What, you think you're getting more drank because you don't have ice in there? Is that you? Are they scamming you out of your drink? You realize that ice is liquid. You realize that what you have has water in it already.
Right.
The ice is going to turn to more. Yes, it'll water it down, but you know what? Looking at you, you could stand to have your soda watered down a bit.
Wow.
You don't need all that in you.
Wow.
I realize that all that is irrational.
You're telling somebody that they don't. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And
Pot calling the kettle
pot,
black.
kettle, all together in this one. I agree with you 100%. Like I said, I agree it's irrational. If I were in a fast food place and I saw someone like me walk over and give someone about getting ice in their cup, I would think that dude has a problem.
Yeah.
However, I still would support him.
Okay.
It drives me nuts. Yes, sir.
Okay. I kind of agree with you.
Okay.
And on the other end of the spectrum, there are some restaurants that give you so much ice, you get almost a thimble full of soda. And
Okay.
if I'm paying for a Coke,
Yeah.
I want a lot of Coke.
Yeah.
Okay. And they put so much ice in there, I think you get less than half a glass.
Okay.
If they're charging you for a full glass of Coke, then they should either lower the price if they're going to jack it up with all that ice.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Half the ice.
Okay.
Meet me halfway here.
Yeah.
Just tell them instead of no ice,
Yeah.
because why are you getting no ice?
You're,
Yeah.
What the hell are you?
And like Mountain Dew, I don't like with ice, but I also only like drinking Mountain Dew out of a can.
Yeah, Mountain Dew is a very intense chemistry there. Too
Mountain
much
Dew
ice.
tastes the best out of an ice cold can. And there's
Yeah.
the Mitch Hedberg joke. There's a beer company that said their beer is ice cold. That's not true. If it was ice cold, it would be frozen. It needs to melt a little before I can drink it. When it's super duper cold in the can, that's when Mountain Dew tastes the best. You don't pour Mountain Dew over ice.
No.
Okay. Sprite you can drink with ice. Coke you can drink with ice.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I think Sprite is intended to drink with ice. And Coke, every time you go to the movies and they show that big ass Coke on the IMAX or whatever screen,
with all the fizzies
there's
coming off of it.
and
Yeah.
there's ice up in that bitch. Why? Because that's how you drink Coke. So,
Yeah. But you don't need all the ice. Yeah.
It's the
Half.
no ice, because it always
You're
has
right.
like this tinge of something. It's
Yeah.
like no ice. You're not going to get me. It's like one of those conspiracy theory things. Just say,
Like Harrison Ford. Look here, buddy.
Yeah.
No ice.
yeah, just say,
Yeah.
give me a Coke, easy on the ice, Jack.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you got to say.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
I totally agree. Here's somebody that I ain't got time for.
Okay.
It's people who return their presents the day after Christmas.
You're supposed to sit at home in your jammies
Yes.
the day after Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people who feels sorry for the people who have to work on Christmas Eve and who have to work on Thanksgiving. And,
Yeah.
and I get it. All the years I worked in television, I've worked Christmas, I've worked Thanksgiving, I've worked the Sundays, and I've worked evenings, nights, and mornings, and I get it. It's part of the deal. My wife is a nurse.
Yeah.
She's worked every day of the year. When you go into retail, those lines of business, you're gonna work those holidays.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for the people who work the day after Christmas. And all this shirt's ugly, and I didn't like the shirt.
You're ugly.
This wasn't the game that I wanted, and I wanted to change this, and I want to change that. It's like the only time I exchange things are if it's broken.
Okay.
And I think that's about it. Or if I get a gift, if I get a jacket that doesn't fit, then I'll exchange the jacket.
Yeah.
But I don't do it the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad because the line is, my God, I went to the Walmart to return something the other day. And by the way, I have a Walmart story of the week coming up later on in the podcast.
Okay.
That's a tease.
Okay.
The line to the exchange was like a ride at Kings Island. I mean, it's out the door. People exchanging things. The woman in front of me had a TV box that you shake it, rattle, rattle, rattle. I don't think your TV's supposed to make that noise. Maybe it was dropped in delivery. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you don't exchange the gifts the day after Christmas.
No, you do not do that. I have another one, and this happened when I was editing the last podcast.
Yeah.
People who read books in the bookstore piss me off. Now, this is very specific.
Okay.
Very specific. I don't mean somebody that brings a book with them and they're sitting in the coffee thing and whatever.
Yeah.
And they're reading and then they leave with their book. I'm talking about the weirdo that walks into, and I'll say it, Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
And just walks up to a random book, picks it up, and then sits down and starts leafing and actively reading it.
I think it's brilliant.
And then
you're getting a free book.
And then takes it and goes and puts it back on the shelf like some kind of frickin' thing.
Yeah. So, well, now you're worried that has that book on the shelf? Has it been read?
Well, yeah.
Is it pre-read?
Because they say they have little carts. I don't know if you noticed at Barnes & Noble, they have carts and they say, leave your books here and they will be sanitized before being placed on the shelves. They're not sanitizing.
No.
What are they doing?
And then they wipe it off with their hands. There you go.
Yeah.
Put it back.
Yeah. But I was.
I think that book's been blowed on, Tony.
You know, when I'm editing, and this is a little behind the scenes, and I'll only go here for like a few minutes, bear with me. I spend usually about an hour on the open. I mess around. I have a lot of ideas and I do things. Okay. And then I get to the actual episode. It goes pretty quick. And then I spend a long time on the end. That's just how I do things.
Right.
I remember this guy walked in around the same time that I did, and he just grabbed a book as he was walking.
For the record, you were editing the podcast at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, exactly.
You were stealing their Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
Okay.
He was sitting.
So you have a problem with people reading books for free, but you'll steal their Wi-Fi.
That's right. That's right. It's not theft if they're offering it for free.
Okay. Did you buy something at their... Did you buy like a drink at their thing?
I bought a coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. So I paid my tax.
Okay.
And I got the little ad on the things that buy a book, and I closed it. So that's that's how I paid for my
Then
Wi-Fi.
you went and shit your pants?
No.
Not at Barnes
By then,
Noble.
I was actively pooping every day.
Oh, okay.
But this dude walked in at the same time I did, and he sat there and he just read this book. Just reading. And I would look up every once in a while, and I just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I think that's brilliant. I love it.
It annoys me.
Right.
It annoys me.
No, so what I would do is I would get a book.
Yeah.
And I would read like 10 pages. Well, for, me with my, what's that called?
ADHD.
Yeah, thank you. I would read 5 pages. What would happen? Go back, read, and then read those again. Put a bookmark in, put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
Come back in a couple of days, get it back out. And if that bookmark's in there, I would just make a thing to see if I could read the whole book. Yeah.
I may do that now that you say that.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I think it's brilliant.
Okay.
Free book. We were talking about the Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
One of our patrons, Craig Hull, his wife, Leslie, bought him an Irritable Dad Syndrome hoodie. And they sent us the video. If you go to our Facebook page, you can see the video of Craig ecstatic opening up his Irritable Dad Syndrome hoodie.
I know what this is. This is a Hot Wheels hoodie.
Nope.
Irritable Dad Syndrome. Oh, I love it.
Darin, I think he likes it.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Hey, what happened? Oh, that's
Let me
so,
see the front of it.
that is so cool.
Oh, it's zip up. I
Yeah.
like that.
I love it. Thank you
Oh.
very, very much.
You're welcome.
So, guys, we appreciate you so much buying something at our merch shop. If you want to buy merch for yourself, I am wearing a Whompers All Beef Footlong Hot
That's a
Dogs
nice-
t-shirt.
that's a
It's
nice-
it's very comfortable.
Yeah?
It's
Okay.
sleek. It makes me look about 10 pounds lighter.
Okay.
Yeah, even though I've gained 13 pounds. Yeah. But yeah, go to irritabledadscenter.com, go to our merch section. It's called Shop. And
Yeah.
you can buy all kinds of cool stuff there at irritabledadscenter.com. Speaking of Christmas,
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier that my brother-in-law and his wife Gina, and Gina's mom, Laura, and Eddie and Gina, their son, Ryan, he is my nephew, they all came to our house
Okay.
for Christmas, and we had a blast. We had an absolute, just fantastic time. It was a lot of fun. Ryan is almost 3.
Okay.
And Ryan is just the happiest little thing, just chatty, talky, having a great time. And a couple of years ago, Cameron bought my wife, Libby, a stuffed Jesus. It's a little,
Jesus.
it's
Okay.
like, you know, she works from home a lot
Uh-huh.
and at her little office or whatever. And so he decided to buy her a little Jesus that she can have.
Does it squeak?
No, it's not a squeaky Jesus. It's a stuffed animal
Okay.
of Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he bought her this little stuffed Jesus that she can keep in the chair next to her, whatever.
Okay.
So she's got this little Jesus that we have
Okay.
on the couch.
Yeah. Little Jesus.
Yeah.
Is it?
We're,
Okay.
Libby and I are in the kitchen. We're doing something.
Uh-huh.
The kids are in the other room. They're playing with Ryan. Next thing I hear is my brother-in-law, Eddie, saying to Ryan, "No, we don't throw Jesus in the house."
Reach out, touch space.
And I perked up and I leaned over and I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but that is the title of this week's podcast. Apparently, Ryan wanted to throw and play with stuffed Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though it doesn't squeak.
Was he past? Did he get a good spiral on the Jesus when he threw it?
A good spiral. We're going to hell. We're going to hell.
I'm
in a
dodging
handbasket.
lightning over
yeah,
here.
Yeah.
I have something real quick.
Okay.
A very quick thing that I noticed. And it seems like it's been known about for a while.
What's that?
And I just found out about it. William Gibson. Do you know who William Gibson is?
Isn't he the lead singer of ZZ Top?
No. That's
Billy Gibson.
okay. Billy Gibbons.
Gibbons.
So William Gibson is an author
Okay.
of the book Neuromancer and a bunch of other like cyberpunk.
Uh-huh.
He's amongst a couple of writers who have been credited with creating the cyberpunk thing, the whole Matrix and all that deal.
The cyberpunk thing.
Yeah, he
Okay.
wrote a script for Alien 3
Okay.
and you can buy it and you can it's just on Amazon, it's on different places. The way it came up for me was, you know how like sometimes Amazon will listen to you,
Yeah.
Facebook, your phone will listen to what you're saying and say, "Oh, he might like this." I think I was talking about showing one of the kids the Alien movies.
Okay.
And
Don't.
it just said
Just don't.
Alien by William Gibson, and I'm like, Alien by William Gibson? He didn't write Alien 3 because I don't know if you remember. Have you seen Alien 3?
Is that the one with Winona Ryder in it?
No, that's Alien 4. Alien 3 is the one that everyone pretends they don't remember. It's like the alien looked like one of those Werther's
Originals.
Werther's originals. He slide around through pipes, and the guy
I don't
the
remember.
thing,
Was Lance Henriksen in it?
not Lance Hendrickson.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver was in it.
Okay.
She died in it.
Okay.
And then they realized, holy shit, we just killed the only character anyone cared about. So they brought her back in Alien 4.
How did they bring her back?
It's called Resurrection. She got like infested with an alien.
Oh,
and
okay.
they
I think
have
we've all done that.
They have a thing
college,
where
yeah.
if they get burnt, then they live forever. They're like, yeah, like, very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, what happened?
We got off topic.
Yeah.
The point is
Okay.
that it's like finding out that Stephen King wrote a sequel to the Bible. It's like, what? I didn't know that he did that. When did he do
turning
that?
into constipation in the Bible.
Yes.
And it may be our last episode. I know we've joked about it being our. It may be. Yeah.
So Alien 3 has been lambasted because the original Alien 3 that people saw in theaters and were like, what the hell are you doing here? Was, I believe it was like a script for a different movie and they just crammed an alien into it and said, here's Alien 3.
I hate when they do that.
Little did anyone else know that there's a whole script by a master of authorship. What is that called? Writing?
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy now, and I want to read it. And instead of reading it, I've decided to talk about it like I know something about it, and I don't.
Right.
But it just blows my mind that that's out there. So I want to petition to our listeners. If there's something out there that you know about that I don't, tell me.
The phone's going to ring off the hook.
That's how you get engagement, Darin. This is a big deal. Somebody should have said something by this point. I mean, people are all excited about Avatar 2.
Okay, well,
nobody's talking about Alien 3?
Who is going to realize that, well, one, I've never heard of William Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons.
Okay,
yeah.
And even if I did see that, I'm going to go, holy shit, I need to call Mike.
Yeah.
Why would I?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and there's nothing worse than when the cold weather comes in and your lips get dry and cracked. I'll tell you what, when I drink a margarita with chapped lips, it's totally painful. The salt and lime juice gets in there, and damn, that really smarts. Anyway, Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm can make your lips feel better in seconds, and it comes in 5 flavors: cherry, bubblegum, vanilla, mint, and root beer. So say goodbye to dry, chapped lips with Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm. Available everywhere fine lip products are sold. Now back to the show.
Did you see that Hungry Jack Pancakes has a new look?
No.
Honest to God, I'm in Kroger and I bought some Hungry Jack Pancake mix. I bring it home, realize that we already had Hungry Jack Pancake mix.
That's the worst.
And I'm looking at them both together, and I realize that one of them has a new look.
Yeah.
And I'll post the pictures of this on our Irritable Dad Center Facebook page. Yeah. But
why?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the question.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we need to liven this up a little bit. So they used pretty much the same color scheme. One of them has add water in a circle instead of add water in the same rectangle with the other font. One of them uses kind of a cursive-y font. One of them has 4 pancakes instead of 3 pancakes. This one has more butter instead of that one. One of them, Hungry Jack, is slanted instead of... I don't get it.
I think the Hungry Jack Corporation got an intern. And they're like, here, Bobby, just sit in the corner and just do whatever.
Yeah.
And he came back and said, hey, I got it. Everything's the same. It's just in italics.
Yeah.
It's just a swirly instead of a boxy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I mean, it's like, have sales skyrocketed now that they have the new look?
You know,
that's... Yeah. And if you go to the side of the box, the old box, their slogan was, be your own Jack. What does that mean? And maybe that's why they did it. But now it's pancakes make people happy, which is true.
It is true.
It is true.
Yeah.
But I think be your own Jack is like, fuck you, eat pancakes. Maybe that should have been their slogan. But you can go to hungryjack.com for recipes and other great ideas. I'm looking for a great idea.
Looking for a great idea.
Where are we going to go on vacation? I need a great idea for vacation. Go to hungryjack.com.
I'm going to go there and see if there's something I don't know that they should be telling me.
What great ideas could you possibly get from pancake mix?
There could be the cure for wormholes in there.
Maybe.
Wormhole would have helped me out on the turlet.
It would have. We've mentioned on this podcast several times how I piss people off on the internet. I pissed them off on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
I've made jokes on my personal Facebook page that people, for whatever reason, got offended. So I'm on the Instagram, and somebody posted a video of what to do the next time you're in a hotel. Okay. And what they did
sleep.
Was they took a piece of masking tape and they put it over the electrical outlet.
Yeah.
and he never explained why you put a piece of tape over the electric outlet.
Well, the electricity will fall out.
Exactly.
You don't want to
exactly
go all over the
You
floor.
really want the electricity to stick.
Yeah.
Right? So, and we mentioned this, I think, last week.
Uh-huh.
This is why people do this, to get all the negative comments.
Yeah.
Like, you're crazy and you don't know what you're talking about. And this is the biggest waste of time
Yeah.
and all that. And then they get like after like and comment after comment. And it builds up. And I get it. I know why they do it. But I said, I went to a hotel one time, got super dizzy and passed out. When I woke up, I was in a bathtub full of ice and somebody had stolen one of my kidneys. Man, I wish I had taped over the outlet and prevented this from happening. Okay. It's gotten 151 likes and smiley faces. So, because some people think and realize that it's a joke. Well, you scroll into the comments of people who are reacting to me. So sorry to hear such. Glad you were able to live and tell about it. Some folks are evil. Thank the Lord that he delivered you from death. And then someone said, that's horrible. You've been so violated. Sorry that happened to you. Now, they may be kidding, but for the sake of this podcast, I'm going to say they don't realize it's a joke.
You've become data for a conspiracy theorist. Somebody right now is giving someone a lecture. There's a guy on the internet, right? He said it. He's right there. He didn't put tape over the outlet, and he woke up
somebody
and
stole his damn kidney.
Ain't got a kidney.
Yeah.
Right there in the toilet.
Yeah.
It's just, it happened to you.
And they got all that ice because they saved it.
That's right.
The restaurant.
That's right. I mean, electricity.
These are all callbacks, people.
Yeah. If it puddles up and you step in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I wanted to throw a shout out to Megan Mitchell.
Oh.
She was a guest a couple of weeks on our show.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're here in the basement.
She was right here in our basement.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I act like this is part my basement now. In our studio.
I even changed the picture for her. I didn't want to scare her away.
Yeah, she was sitting right there between us.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Betwixt us, as it were.
Betwixt us.
She severed us in twain.
She's a guest on this show.
Yeah.
Like a week and a half, 2 weeks after she was on our show.
Yeah.
She interviewed the First Lady.
Yeah.
Dr. Jill Biden.
Okay.
She had an exclusive interview with Dr. Jill Biden.
Megan, you're welcome. We gave her the fame.
Yeah,
we gave her the fame, and she,
Yeah. But I mean, we've had a guest on our show who's interviewed a First Lady.
Yeah.
Because heretofore, albeit...
where the red fern grows.
Yes, exactly. Adam Needham was our most famous guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, published author.
Exactly.
10 books, and he's about to be on... he made a joke that he was going to be on 60 Minutes, and I believed him.
Yeah.
He's not going to be on 60 Minutes, but he can't tell me what the project was. He, and no offense to Adam, very good guest.
Yeah.
He was our most famous guest, but now we've got a woman who's interviewed the First Lady. My son Cameron taught us a new card game.
Okay.
That is so much fun.
Bullshit. Really?
Oh, it's a great game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we call it bullcrap when we're playing with the kids and with Nana. So for people who don't know how to play bullshit, you deal, it's like if there's 5 people, I think everybody gets 10 cards.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you left to right, or the clockwise to your left. It's the first person who plays an ace.
Okay.
And then the next person plays a 2. The next person plays a 3. If you have 2 3s, you can play 2 3s.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I don't have a 4.
If you don't have 2 3s, you can throw down 2 queens, a jack and a 5, whatever, and say 4s. And then go on. If nobody says, oh, bullshit, I don't think you have that, then you've dropped your 2 cards.
Yeah.
If somebody calls bullshit, and then you were lying, then you have to take all the cards.
Yeah.
So I was playing, and I was doing pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good, and I got cocky. Okay. And there's got to be 25 cards in the deck, or on the stack.
Yeah.
I got really cocky because I dropped this, and then I dropped this, and my turn I dropped this. I said I had a 4. It wasn't a 4. It was a 10.
Okay.
And Jacob looks at me and goes, bull. And I had to pick up 25 cards. Mike. 20. I got caught in the middle of a lie, in a big one. And anyway, it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, I remember playing that in college. We played that in college. Yeah.
Hell, have I never heard of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, but my youngest son taught us how to play that.
That's awesome.
A lot of fun. One of the things we've mentioned on this podcast several times is how people mispronounce, misspell, and missay my name.
Yeah.
And your wife got a taste of that. And I absolutely love this because finally it happened to somebody else.
Yeah.
Mike's wife, for everybody listening, is named Bess.
Yeah.
Bess.
Right.
Is that short for
Elizabeth?
Short for Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So she goes by Bess. Now, my grandmother,
Uh-huh.
her name was Bess.
Okay.
Everybody called her Bessie.
Okay.
Okay.
I call Bess Bessie sometimes, like Irish Bessie.
Oh, Bessie.
She calls me Mikey.
Oh,
yeah.
Mikey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So her name is Bess. And where did she go? To a
She's
restaurant?
upstairs right now.
No,
with
no,
the
no.
dogs.
Where did she go where they gave her the receipt?
I think it was Chipotle,
She went to Chipotle.
maybe, or chicken fillet.
And they gave her the receipt, and at the top left, they spelled her name Bass.
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 Or base.
So from now on, I'm sorry, but I'm calling your wife Bass. Because that's the equivalent of Darwin in my book. Congratulations, Bess. We're all over the place.
I know.
Yeah. Just totally all over the place.
Well, let's make it even worse.
Okay.
So you saw Avatar, the Water Olympics.
Hey, we're in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sing a happy song. La 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 la. Smurf the whole day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't like it.
I liked it. I didn't love it.
Okay.
When I saw the first Avatar, oh my God, mind blown.
Yeah.
Just like couldn't get enough of it. Libby and I went to see it in 3D.
Yeah.
And the 3D was, in my opinion, in my humble, honest opinion,
Yeah.
the 3D in the first one was 3D-er than it is in Hey, We're in the Water.
I was going to ask you about that because
Yeah.
I want to see Hey, We're in the Water.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it now.
Right.
Not because of what you're saying. I just don't feel like spending, 6 hours in a theater?
It's
right now?
3 hours and some change.
I'd rather watch it at home, but
Yeah.
then I also remember the first Avatar.
Yeah.
Those first few moments when you're going around on the planet, it
Yeah.
felt like you were on the planet.
Yeah.
Smurf along with me.
Well, the first Avatar, you could reach out and like almost touch the floaty things in the forest.
Yeah.
Okay. They felt like they were coming right beside your face and almost touching your nose.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the theater where we saw it,
Uh-huh.
if that was the thing, and maybe because we didn't see the first one in IMAX.
Okay.
God, I was poor then. I'm poor now.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought the 3D lacked 3D-ness.
Okay.
And then, like, the aliens, the blue people,
Yeah.
they go to an island where there's a different neighborhood of blue people.
Pink people.
Or
Different.
They're slightly different blue.
Fuchsia people.
Simple as can be.
Yeah, and they're just acting like punk teenagers calling, hey, freak, and pulling each other's tail and making jokes, hey, stop talking to my sister like that. And it's just like, I don't know.
So
it's like an after-school special starring the Smurfs.
Okay, let me ask you this. So the first Avatar was Dances with Wolves.
Yes.
It's basically Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Smurfs.
Nobody puts
Papa Smurf.
in a corner.
Is there is the second Avatar is it like the Shawshank Redemption? Does one Avatar crawl through a river of shit
It is...
and come out clean on the other side?
No, but there's two themes, and I've got a buddy on Facebook who was going off about it. Basically, his thoughts were, it's saying how the military, all they want to do is just kill, 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 and women and children, and destroy this and destroy that.
Ooh, I hate Smurfs. I'll get you. I'll get all of you if it's the last thing I ever do.
Okay.
And he's got a point.
Okay.
Whether that was Cameron's...
That was in the first one,
Whether
too.
that was Cameron's intention or
Yeah.
not, I don't know. But then there's these, and I can't remember what they're called. They're like whales.
Okay.
And these people go out on their boats and they're whaling and they're killing these animals because if you tap into their brain stem and suck this glowy shit out, they can use it to cure diseases or give you erectile dysfunction or something.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
The blue pill.
Yeah,
People don't know that's where that came
exactly.
Next time you're feeling blue, just let the smile begin. Happy things will come to you.
Then Smurf yourself a grin.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what, and then there's like a kind of like an anti-whaling
Okay.
movie. It was good. It wasn't my favorite. I wouldn't like. Oh my god!
It's like don't kill the whales for their blue stuff.
Kinda. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like look what they're doing to these animals.
So it's Free Willy.
Sorta.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But in Free Willy, they weren't whaling. They were trying to free Willy.
Free Willy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, many years ago, my sister-in-law bought me a Warner Brothers shirt. There used to be a Warner Brothers store. Remember in the mall? You remember the mall?
Yeah. Tri-County.
Yeah, they used to have a Disney store, and for a while they had a Warner Brothers store.
Okay.
And so I had this black knit shirt with a Warner Brothers logo. Well, I'm at this bar, and the waitress comes over, takes my order. She goes, "Oh, do you work for Warner Brothers?" Like, really? Yeah. And I told her, I said, I used to. Everybody who worked on the set of Free Willy got these shirts. Oh, and then my buddy starts laughing so hard that he gave up my my act. Yeah.
So okay, well, James Cameron. So he's an enigma.
Yeah. Wrapped in an enigma.
Yeah. So the Avatar, Fish Out of Water. I expected that to be. I mean, that's his big thing. We have the movie where he went down to the bottom of the ocean or in
see
the trench.
Titanic.
Well, that one, but then he also went into the trench.
Yeah.
The Mariana thing. And we were fascinated by that.
Yes.
So it didn't surprise when it said Avatar.
Hey, we're in water.
Hey, we're in water. That didn't surprise me. What did surprise me is that dude is like, he made the cool Aliens movie.
Yes.
He made the Terminator stuff.
Yes.
He made the Avatar, obviously.
True Lies.
True Lies.
Maybe my favorite.
Rambo First Blood Part 2. Do you know that he was an executive producer on that?
I didn't know that.
That had James Cameron all over it.
Yeah.
Like stuff all through those things.
Yeah. I like James Cameron. I
do
like him
too.
a lot. I think he makes really good movies.
Uh-huh.
And it's like in his earlier movies, he was
The Abyss.
He was more humble than he's gotten. And has he developed an arrogance? Deservedly so.
Yeah.
Okay. He has the number one movie of all time.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever whatever he's deserved. Okay.
Yeah.
Where am I going with this?
Who am I? Why am I here?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know where I was going. I cut all this shit out.
I have no idea what I was getting ready to say. No clue.
Hey, what happened?
But he has a knack for making.
I remember.
Okay.
I remember. James Cameron, I've been a fan of him for a very long time.
Yeah.
But then he said something about the Marvel films and how they need to stop. And I can't remember exactly what he said.
Yeah.
So don't try and quote me on this,
Okay.
you people listening who are convinced that I'm wrong about everything.
Yeah.
But he said something negative about all the Marvel films.
Okay.
And he is the guy who's making 5 Avatar movies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
I had a problem when he's came right out and said there's going to be 5 of these from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then there's been 50 years in between.
Right.
And
after seeing the second one, I've walked in I'm kind of Avatared out.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I think if it had been 2 hours instead of 3 hours, I would have been okay. But and I don't know. I think it's going to be 2 years in between each Avatar movie. One was in the forest and this one's all in the ocean.
Okay.
And then I don't know what the next one is.
Desert.
All sand.
Air.
Yeah.
They'll be flying around.
Avatar, hey, we're in the air. Yeah. And then there's going to be more. Well, they were in the air in the first one.
And then one where they're just out floating out in space. It's like Avatar. Well, shit.
Hey, what happened?
What happened?
Avatar.
Hey, what happened?
Speaking of whale,
Uh-huh.
I went to see the movie The Whale.
No, you went to
Starring-
it's in theaters now.
Starring Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mummy.
Fraser. Not
Yeah.
Fraser. Fraser.
Yeah.
Fraser.
Not Fraser Crane.
Not Fraser
Brendan
Crane. Fraser. Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard movie to watch in places, but boy's going to win the Academy Award for Best Actor.
Yeah.
There's no way he cannot win it. And watch him lose it now that I've said that. But again, good movie. Very good movie.
So it's about he's overweight.
He's about probably 600 pounds.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's
And-
mildly overweight.
Yeah, he's a little bit bigger than me. Yeah, he is obese, and years ago he left his wife and his daughter for another man. So he's gay,
Okay.
and he's morbidly obese.
Okay.
And he's a college instructor, and he teaches on his laptop, and he keeps his camera off.
Okay.
So people don't know. They can hear the guy, but they don't know who
Okay.
is teaching the class.
So does he teach remotely? Is this like tied into COVID, or is it just happened to be?
You know what? It was. I think it was around the time of
Okay.
COVID.
Okay.
But anyway, he's my God. He's an amazing performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brendan Fraser, very, very amazing performance.
Okay.
And Sadie Sink, the redheaded chick from Stranger Things, is his daughter.
Okay.
And she's a brat, but she's
Okay.
a very good actress in
Okay.
this too. Yeah.
All right.
So those are my movie reviews for the day.
All right.
Yeah, there you
Good.
go.
Yeah. I need to watch The Whale. I need to see that.
Yeah.
When this episode comes out, it will not be starting yet, but starting on the 15th
Mhm.
on HBO. I'm stupid excited for The Last of Us. You don't do the HBO.
I do not
thing.
have HBO Plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So allow me a minute
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
So The Last of Us is a video game on the PlayStation, but it's got a hell of a story. It's intense. So it's basically
Is that the zombie apocalypse one?
post-apocalyptic
Okay.
zombie thing.
Yeah.
And the gist of it, I'm not spoiling anything. The gist of it is that Joel, who's basically the Mandalorian, if you've seen trailers for it, he's the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Spoilers if you didn't know, the Mandalorian takes his helmet off and looks like him.
Right.
But that's him. He has to...
It's the actor?
Yeah, it's that actor.
Okay.
He has to take this girl across the country during what's effectively a zombie outbreak because she may hold the key to the cure.
Okay.
So
the
already
cure for the apocalypse, for the zombiness.
already I like it 10 times more than The Walking Dead because it has a potential end and a goal, as opposed to we're going to go to this farmhouse, we're going to meet this new person, this other person's going to get bit, we're going to shoot him, we're all going to cry, then we're going to go to the next farmhouse, then to the prison, then to the thing, and then whoop, somebody hit us in the head with a baseball bat. That thing. It doesn't have that.
That wasn't a whoops. But
Anyway, the cool thing about it is that it is intense in the game.
yeah.
So in a dramatized version of that, I have a feeling it won't be as intense because it's just not as long.
That's what she said. Michael.
But I do have a feeling, just from the clips that I've seen, they've shown scenes from it that I remember in the game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
Okay.
It's going to be a good one. I'm
Well,
excited.
speaking of zombies, my oldest son finally started watching the original Walking Dead.
Okay.
And he instantly got hooked. I watched episode 1 with him. He's losing his mind.
Episode
on
one's a really good.
Episode 1 was really good. When
Yeah.
Rick goes downtown Atlanta and comes down the corner, whoa, whoa, and hundreds of zombies are there.
What happened?
Walking Dead. Well, shit. Yeah, he's on the horse, and Glenn has to save him from the tank and all of that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And
I would say the first 2 seasons, maybe 3. I can't remember where 3 went, but it's a great show then.
Well, Jacob was burning through it, and Libby's like, "Hey, whoa!" She says, "If you're watching it, Libby and I wanted to watch it again with him, and we're watching it again, and I'm like, it was so much better.
Yeah.
Really,
I've been thinking about watching it
so
again.
much better in the early times, and I can't remember where you said you left off. Somewhere
They were
around-
on the train tracks. In my mind,
Yeah.
they've been on the train tracks for 7 years because I would watch like 5 more minutes of the episode and I can't take it. They've finally got to Terminus. And then Carol.
Yeah. You hate Carol.
Stuff happened and people died. I was like, oh, this is weird. This is cool though. And then Carol, they showed a scene of her looking like Linda Hamilton.
Yeah.
With the sweat on and she goes, chick, chick. And I'm like, F this. And I turned it off and I haven't been back.
I don't know why you don't like
I
Carol.
don't like her. I don't like her.
Carol's awesome.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
Speaking of older shows, are you?
I just realized that the stormtrooper behind me fell down. Yeah. What happened?
What happened? I started watching Breaking Bad again. I did.
Oh.
And
oh my God.
This is going to be like my 5th time going through it. I just saw a new thing in the first episode.
Okay.
There is
my favorite episode of Breaking Bad was the one with the whale. And when Jesse was constipated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all those fucking Funyuns.
Bitch.
Bitch. So, spoilers for like what, a 20-year-old or 15-year-old series
I think
now?
it's 15, yeah.
Walt just wanted to be that guy.
Yeah.
The whole thing of paying for his cancer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You find out later, it was more about him getting clout and him kind of winning back against society.
Yeah.
That comes out like after you've seen the whole series, you're like, oh, he really was kind of a jerk. But you're with him.
I don't know about that. He was kind of spineless. I thought he was spineless at the beginning.
He was in it for himself, but he was interested in the money.
Uh-huh.
He was interested in making meth for the money before he ever found out about the cancer.
What the hell did you just say?
Really? How?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
I keep saying how and you keep saying yes. Stop that.
I was down here.
Uh-huh.
I was down here in my jammies grinding my camos. All right.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm going to put on some Breaking Bad.
Uh-huh.
If I'm doing this, I might as well watch some Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the thing, like half watching it grinding, and
You got to stop saying it like that. Because that sounds like the opening for The Whale. And for people who've seen The Whale, you'll get what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Okay. The birthday party with Hank,
Yeah.
where Hank says, we don't have all this stuff, and Walt's like, how much money do you get from one of those things? He's already pissed off about Bogdan. Because Bogdan made him stay late.
Yeah, his boss is an
high school students made fun of him because he stopped the kid from sitting next to the girl, and then he's like, oh, guess who's here washing our car? It's Mr. White.
Right.
His life sucks.
Yes.
This thing starts. Hank turns on the TV. He says, and he's like, whoa, how much money do you get from that? 300, 400,000. That's
Right.
sometimes we get a lot more. And he's like, I think I would like to do a ride along. And I actually dropped my controller and I was like, holy shit.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't even know he has cancer yet. He's coughed a few times.
Right.
But he doesn't even know he has cancer yet. He's already interested in doing it.
Well, he was interested in...
Watch it.
No, don't tell me to watch it. He was interested in having a better life.
Yes.
And being...
Through meth.
Not through meth.
Better living through chemistry.
What he wanted, Mike, he had no respect.
Right.
Okay. So...
Yeah.
He
agreed.
Right.
Or money.
Well, yeah, but
and
I think
you know that he already lost the brain fart or whatever that gray matter.
Yeah,
like Elliot and Ness and what's her face went off with the money. Sarah.
I don't know.
So he's already pissed off about that, but you don't know that yet,
right?
Yeah,
but no, he wanted respect. I mean, he had it some at home. I mean, his wife was good to him, and Walt Jr. was good to him.
Yeah,
but he had no respect
right.
at the car wash. He had no respect at the school,
and he had no money.
But
But
when Hank was talking about that, he instantly thought, man, yeah, I could, if I can't get any respect, maybe if I did have some money, maybe I wouldn't have to do this job.
Right.
That's exactly what it wasn't. I can't wait to make meth. It's I wouldn't have to work at the car wash.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have to teach to these snot-nosed punk-ass kids who don't care what I'm saying, even though it's all about science.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But if you ever watch the little meme things, there was a ton of them, like Breaking Bad in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Have you seen that where the little cartoon Mr. White goes through?
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
like starts off like they show him in the cancer thing, learning he has cancer. If you read the blurb on the back of the first season, it says high school chemistry teacher discovers he has cancer, turns to making meth to pay for the treatment. No.
Yeah.
High school chemistry teacher decided that's a quick way to make money and I'm going to do this. Along the way, he finds out that he has cancer, but he was already bought in on going on the ride along. He got involved in it. Now, he found out he had cancer before he went on the ride along, but after he'd already agreed to it, the idea was already in his head.
Okay.
I've watched the thing 4 times and it never clicked.
Okay.
Because I'm always grinding my camos or doing something else.
Right.
And then and I was like, it just hit me. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I love, why I love that so much.
Yeah.
An aside, Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
You may.
Andrew and I watched The Shawshank Redemption for the first time, his first time seeing it.
Okay.
Okay. And it blew his mind. He thought it was awesome. He says it's just the greatest movie he's ever seen.
It is.
And I told him, I said, it's going to blow your mind at the end. You need to be prepared.
Yeah.
And one of the things I really love about it is stuff is happening behind the scenes the entire time. You don't realize it until the end.
Right.
Breaking Bad just went way. It was already my favorite TV series of all time. Nothing will ever beat it, because if you're really paying attention,
Yeah.
it's all right there in the first episode. It tells you right off the bat who he is, what kind of dude he is. He's not as sympathetic of a character. Once that clicked, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, things aren't going the way you thought they should. You thought you could make the meth, and then Skippy could Jesse could sell it to his buddies, and you'd make a lot of money. You didn't realize you'd have to kill him, and then one would be in the basement. And all and things spiral out of control.
Yeah.
True, but
Right.
you were already walking down that bad path.
You know what kills me about that show is, and I don't know how many times you and I have brought this up on this podcast, but I remember watching it the first time.
Yeah.
And I never thought on the first viewing, I assumed they would make it one time.
Yeah.
I really thought they were going to make meth once, and then he would deal with the after effects of the one time.
Okay.
I mean, I initially thought that, something would go wrong with that, whether they go through, I don't know, like trials, or, he gets arrested and then he's in prison and all this stuff. I mean, my God, I never thought that it would. And I tell everybody that, just when you think that show can't get any worse.
Oh my God.
I mean, it goes from bad to really, really bad.
Yeah.
Right. And how can you root for Walter White when he's a horrible person? But you don't want him to get caught.
He is. Yeah.
You don't want him to get caught. You want him to stop, but you don't want him to get caught. And Hank is the police officer, the good guy.
Yeah.
But you don't want him to catch him.
Yeah.
I'm like, brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
I watched that show in a completely different way.
My blood pressure's going up talking about
it's
this.
another reason why I love to rewatch it. Why I've rewatched it is because your perspective of all the characters change.
Yes.
When you're first going through, Skylar annoys the piss out of you.
See, I have always liked Skylar.
Okay.
Skylar got a raw deal.
She did get a raw deal. And I agree with you 100%, having seen everything.
Everybody thinks she's such a bitch, but I'm like, dude, you weren't there when she had the baby.
I get it.
You have lied to her every day for months.
Yeah. At the end of my life, God is going to say, you didn't like Skylar the first time you watched Breaking Bad. I'm going to say, yes, I didn't.
Stand over there.
And I laughed at Darin's kid throwing the Jesus through the house. Yes. All these things.
And you must have had a squeaky toy. Squeaky
but
Jesus.
I think a lot of people, I would say the majority of people, were annoyed by Skylar. I was annoyed by Hank. Hank got on my nerves the first time through. Now when I watch it, I love Hank.
Hank's a badass.
Oh, he's so awesome.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Sit on this and spin, both of you. That whole thing. Well, this is heavy. That's why they sell them to men.
Yeah. Well, I know I keep saying, and where's my spare time? But I would love to watch it again, because one of my other favorite shows, and you've never watched it, it was on NBC, This Is Us. Okay. The Pearson family.
Yeah.
And there was an episode in This Is Us where their house burns down because they have a crock pot with a faulty wire. And it was like season 4 or 3, I don't remember what season it was, where they show that the house burned down and Jack Pearson died as a result of the house fire. Okay. So we find out that Jack Pearson is dead in episode 1. And all through the show, we see Jack Pearson in flashbacks when the kids were kids.
Yeah.
So half the show is them as adults, the other half is them as kids.
Yeah.
So I watched episode 1 again after going through the whole series, and holy crap, I had no idea. They have a close up of the crock pot. There they are, straightening everything up, putting up the crock pot. I'm like, you sons of bitches. You put the crock pot in there in episode 1, and we didn't find out about anything involving that until so much later. Yeah. And so Breaking Bad is just
Breaking
like
Bad
that.
does that, but like crazy. You have The Barrel. Have you watched
I do have The Barrel.
Have you watched the commentaries and stuff?
No.
You should.
Yeah, and I want to. I did watch. The reason I bought The Barrel is because you told me that it has the last scene of every actor.
Yeah.
And so after, Walter shoots his last scene,
they're all there. Yeah.
And then everybody signs a big thing and have a thing with it, and another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they did it for Hank. They did it for Jesse. They did it for Skylar.
Yeah.
The chick in the purple.
Yeah. So the
Marie.
cool thing, if you ever, find yourself next Christmas vacation, I don't know when you'll have like a week to just sit and go through this, but watch the commentaries, because it will, it's amazing all the things they think about that you didn't think of during the show.
Yeah.
It's like, have you noticed Marie's left hand, she's reaching for something purple while Walt is reaching for something green.
Right.
She loves purple. He's reaching for the green.
Green means
while,
money.
Yeah, while he's talking about Hank,
Yeah.
he's going to choose money over Hank's life in the future. I was like, oh my God. You didn't think of that then, but clearly they did.
Right,
They're talking about it. And my favorite one is the ricin at the end.
Yeah.
When they decided to kill Lydia with the ricin.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoiler. In the commentary, they said that their biggest problem that they had, one of the biggest problems, it said they loved to write themselves in the corners and then find ways out.
Yeah.
And they said they actually put production on hold for a while because they could not figure out how to kill Lydia until it was like a late night. And one of the writers just like said, what about the fucking ricin? Oh my God, we put it in the outlet. It's in the outlet.
Yeah.
And then they had the whole thing of where Walt goes back and gets it, and they were so
Says
proud.
hello to what's the neighbor's name?
Is it Barbara?
Hello, Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually, but
she drops her groceries.
Yeah, they'd forgotten about it. They actually went back to the people that own the house and said, Can we fuck up your house like really bad and then put it back?
Really?
So they did all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And some of it is on a soundstage, but some of it is the actual house.
Did we see Walter put the ricin in the electrical outlet?
I don't know.
I don't think we did.
They knew it was there.
Right.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Because I know when
We saw him put it in an outlet. I don't know if we knew it was in that house.
I don't remember seeing him do that, but I remember when they searched the
I wanna
whole
say we
house
did.
and the Roomba had the thing
Yeah.
in the Roomba.
Yeah. He did. Now, well, I'm watching through it again, so I'll
Okay.
tell you which episode it was.
Yeah.
But that was a fun thing on the behind the scenes is they were so excited that they remembered the ricin.
Yeah.
And Vince says, I know there are mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
He said, nobody's brought them to me, but he's like, I personally know there's still a couple of mistakes and loose ends. And he wasn't talking about Jesse. He just like things that don't make sense.
Well, on the very last episode, Walter is doing one thing and then he shows up in another scene. He was wearing a watch and then he wasn't.
Yeah.
And so like, well, crap. So they had to make the phone call and he takes off his watch and just puts it on top of the phone and walks away. I'm like, well, why did he do that?
Yeah.
For continuity.
Yeah.
It made no sense at all.
No.
But it's for continuity
Yeah.
purposes.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to go, hey, he's wearing a watch in that scene. This show sucks. Oh God, we've went over time.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
we gotta go.
Sorry that 40 minutes of this show was bullshit and 20 minutes was stuff we're talking about. But hey,
Yeah.
it's our first show of the year.
Yeah.
We want you to go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. And like I said earlier in the show, our last 3 episodes were bangers.
Pretty good.
Check them out because I know there's a lot of people who weren't listening because of the holidays and they're wrapping things up for end of the year or whatever. You guys can go back and listen to our episodes anytime you want to at irritabledadsyndrome.com. And you can go to our shop section. You can buy some cool merch.
Yeah.
You can go to Patreon. You can give us some money. And you can help us keep this podcast floating.
Follow us on the Facebook. If
Yes.
you want all the updates and when we're going live
Yeah.
and all the information, it will open up some cool doors for us in the future because we're pretty close to that.
Yeah.
We've got enough followers to where we can start to do some things. So please go ahead and follow us. You'll get notifications when we're live and all kinds of other stuff. These fun pictures that we're talking about, we put up in the videos, those all end up on Facebook.
Yeah.
It is the easiest of the social media for us to put things on.
Yeah.
Just because they'll let you put anything up there.
Yeah.
So, Twitter, you got to shorten your words, and Instagram, you have to have a picture.
Yeah.
But Facebook, you can do whatever the hell you want. So
Yeah.
I put most of the stuff there.
Yeah. So, yeah, do that. And we hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome. See ya.
Candy.
Great book.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to that.
So, it's like, all the years I've worked in television.
Sorry.
We're taking a dog bark
We're taking a dog bark break. Booba is apparently pissed that Marvel's got. Okay.
If you're watching Twitch right now, you can see that I'm wearing.
Jesus. You killed Earl.
I know, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I used to have Neuromancer sitting right up there. I don't anymore.
Okay.
It's a good book.
Okay.
It's a great book.
Well, good.
When I first saw the trailer for the first Matrix, I thought that was a trailer for the movie of
I think I'm going to go
Neuromancer.
read that book at Barnes & Noble.
You should.
I should.
You should. If they have the Alien script there by William Gibson, I'm going to read it. This could be our last episode.
Very much so, yeah.
Side note, I gotta address something Stubb Woodley just said. He said something Mike may not know. The role of John McClane in Die Hard was originally offered to Frank Sinatra. I actually didn't know that.
I had heard that. Yeah. And you've seen An Officer and a Gentleman?
No, I haven't.
With Richard Gere?
I know what you're talking. I've seen that.
I've got no place left to go.
Yeah, I got no place left to go.
Yeah. That role was offered to John Denver.
What?
John Denver.
John Denver is known for two things.
Yeah. Rocky Mountain High,
Mountain
Colorado.
Mama, West Virginia Mountain Mama, and Singing with Kermit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Muppet Christmas special with John Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But they offered that role to John Denver.
Wow. I've already forgot what role you're talking about.
An Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Love lift us up where we belong.
Where we belong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to show.
Yeah. Well, two things. One is I'm going to read one of Adam Neves' books in Barnes and Noble in pieces.
Yeah.
And the other is gone because I'm an idiot and I'm going to edit that part out.
Are you editing this week or am I editing this week?
Do you want me to edit? I can edit. I was gonna work on Thingamajigga, but I think I've f***ed this thing up so much that probably it's only polite that I offer to edit. I mean, if I feel like if I all over the floor at your house, it makes me feel bad. But here, I shit all over this episode.
It's whatever.
I'll clean up the mess.
Clean up this whole. Speaking of, all my movie reviews are about whales.
So,
my favorite part of Shawshank Redemption was when the whale came to the prison.